Hello and welcome to Growing in Business, the interview series. I'm your host, Flemming Johnson, and today I'm joined by Brian Glover, who is the co-founder and CEO of Previewed. So Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you again for having me on.
Surely. Would you like to kick us off with a brief background as to who you are and what you do?
Well, I'm a co-founder and CEO of a tech company, which you just laid out there at Preview. But for myself, I've been in sales, talent management, operations for over a decade now. I've started multiple other startups as well as side hustle businesses and things of that nature. It took in a spurt in corporate America. Until I ran across this particular problem in which we started Preview. So pretty much what Preview is, just for all those viewing. Preview is an immersive gamified career platform powered by AI matchmaking for seamless career discovery and upskilling to provide a frictionless hiring experience. So pretty much just in layman's terms, we take us from this 2D resume world that's only skin deep to the 3D previewed world, whereas you as an employer are actually honestly able to see the full candidate behind the screen, the human behind that resume. So what we do, we make the process easier for both parties involved.
Outstanding. So tell me, what inspired you to start your own business? And what was that initial spark that kind of led you to take the entrepreneurial leap?
Well, that spark started very young. I come from a family that has a ton of entrepreneurs. I have uncles that ran successful construction companies in Washington, D.C. I have, you know, family members that are very successful that I can't name, but they're all entrepreneurs in their own right. With that being stated, it was encoded in me very early. From there, I started out initially, selling newspapers, and I saved up the money from newspapers, bought me a lawnmower, and started a landscaping company. I took that money, and then it became a game of flipping, and it honestly was very enjoyable. I felt like I found my purpose early in life with entrepreneurship. Now, it pretty much guided me to now. I developed a whole ton of, skills as well as, different viewpoints from my experience to whereas it prepared me for preview. What inspired me to start preview is that, the job search and hiring process is broken. I know personally as an entrepreneur, trying to find good quality talent as well as those that align with the culture that you're trying to build is probably one of the hardest things that you're going to run up against as an entrepreneur. With that being said, I knew I wasn't the only one dealing with this problem. So I wanted to go ahead and find a solution instead of complaining about it. On the flip side of that, I've also been a job seeker as well. I'm honestly have seen my wife go through data analytics as well as cybersecurity certifications and then search for jobs. And it's just a maze of trying to find an opportunity. I see that, when you go to Indeed or something of that nature for entry level position, they want you with an MBA and 5 years of experience, which is just so unrealistic. So I wanted to make something that was truly transparent on both sides that gave the job seeker, instead of that mindset of being a passive applicant, more so into an informed decision maker. So, I hit the drawing board and, I looked at how the process is done. I saw people go from Indeed to YouTube to TikTok. And it's just a long, drawn out process to get information about a potential employer or about a potential career pathway. So I decided that, hey, we're going to go ahead and find a way to centralize everything to whereas you as a human being can find your purpose and turn that purpose into a career while at the same time helping employers find and establish great talent. And that what pretty much led me on this path here for Preview.
Outstanding. Tell me just a little bit about how the preview process works.
So pretty much the preview process is very different from any other process a job seeker has ever been through. So we don't have you just come on, upload resumes, and just simply apply. You go through a whole process with us. So it's truly immersive. So initially, when you come onto the platform, you register with us. You go through these gamified assessments. These gamified assessments are pretty much collecting everything from risk assessment, your aptitude, your critical thinking skills, creative abilities, and then it's combining all that information and feeding it into our Omni intelligence system. That Omni intelligence system then matches you up with career pathways and opportunities that you're currently a fit for, as well as opportunity and career pathways that best fit you long term. At that point, we match you with employers that you're fit for skill wise as well as culturally. We provide you immersive day in a life videos. So no more job listings and blindly walking into an opportunity. Now you're more informed. So we give you the actual viewpoint of what your future self would be doing in that said job role. From there, we allow job seekers to simply hit apply. And with the application process, is very simple. You can either record, you can use audio, or you can do text based. All that information is then fed through another machine learning algorithm that then compiles all the information that you just provided into a cohesive, well put format for the hiring manager, to whereas you're actually able to stand out. Now, on the flip side of that, seeing that we are a two-sided marketplace, when it comes to employers, we provide you, instead of a haystack of resumes where you happen to go through and search for that evasive needle, we honestly provide you a stack of needles that are fine tuned to the needs that you're looking for, and not just based off of skill fit, but also culture fit. Because if we can do that for you, we help you continue to grow and expand on your business. So in Adjust, that's pretty much the preview process. What we're actually developing, what preview is a career life cycle application. Whereas it's not just coming on, finding a job, and then you're done. No, we want to have you with real time career profiles. Whereas as you're learning skills, we want to turn, you know, everyday work into a game. As you're, certain time served on an employer, you hit a certain level, we want to then open up additional opportunities to whereas we eliminate the that glass ceiling that we all tend to hit in different organizations. So I wanted to pretty much provide that, and that's what this process does for both job seekers and employers.
Outstanding. Um, and it sounds comprehensive as well. Tell me, what are some common misconceptions about running a business and how do you address them?
That is going to happen overnight. A lot of people think that it's going to happen overnight, but this is a grind. It's honestly not for everyone. You have to have a certain level of determination, grit, and resilience in order to push through, because you're going to face a lot of obstacles before you honestly see success. And for those that have those characteristics that are just named through, those are the ones that honestly succeed. So right now, in my current phase is, dealing with all the stuff that's rolling downhill and making paths and not losing sight of the end goal. So that's probably the biggest misconception, that entrepreneur is all glitz and glamour. It can definitely get ugly at times. And, I realized that firsthand. So that would be the biggest misconception that I've experienced, as well as heard from other founders as well. So
Very good. One of the things that we hear a lot about, especially now, is work-life balance. So, how do you maintain work-life balance as a business owner? Do you have any personal rituals or habits that keep you motivated and focused?
yes, I'm a religious man, so I make sure that I get that time in with God every morning. I see to it that I pray, and pray, meditate, whatever your form. I try to get that in, because it helps me reset my mental, but at the same time get ready for whatever challenges are in front of me. From there, it's pretty much journaling and jumping into the day, planning out the day, and then tackling it full force. So that's pretty much my ritual, morning in and morning out. With that being said, outside of my personal life, as far as being a father, a husband, you know, finding balance is probably the biggest misconception as an entrepreneur, because it's constantly a tug of war. So you're gonna feel like you're not giving your business enough because you're over here, but at sometimes you're giving your business too much, whereas the personal life takes effect. So it comes down to the person. Honestly, I couldn't tell you that I have full balance at this moment in time, because I'm still working on it. So
Very good. In the constantly evolving business landscape, how do you stay adaptable and open to change? Are there any specific strategies that you use to remain innovative?
honestly, I take in a ton of information. I'm always looking at. I'm a trends guy, so I look at plenty, statistics, stats, graphs, and everything. So I'm picking up on trends, but at the same time, I'm also street smart. So I know that in order to, capitalize on those trends and validate those trends, you actually have to get out here and talk to people. And when you're talking to a wide demographic of people, you can get a pretty clear idea of where things are heading. To whereas now you can know where to pivot, where to make slight adjustments, and where to actually double down on. So those are my main things of staying ahead of the curve, taking in a ton of information, but at the same time validating that information through society, speaking with individuals, actually getting out and shaking hands and kissing babies, because that's the only way that you're going to know that whatever you're working on is actually going to work, because you have to first speak to that. That's part of your customer discovery, part of your market research. You're going to have to get out here and talk to people, because you can make all the assumptions and we all have great ideas and we all think that what we're working on is really going to change, but if you haven't spoken with people and got the real credible data to back up those beliefs, yeah, you're running in circles. And that's how I continue to build and continue to innovate.
Very good. Um, Give us a glimpse into your future. What are some of your future plans and goals for your business? And what do you envision as the next chapter of the entrepreneurial journey?
So next chapter, because previous, and they tell you to get 10-year plan, but I have a 25-year plan here at Preview. So over the next 5 years, pretty much the focus is to take over about 30% of our market, have that 30% market penetration. From there, the goal is to help about 20 million people find and align with their purposes. I'm looking to, not only dominate here in the US, but also break out into emerging markets like in India, as well as in Africa and then South America, with them having the highest concentration of young talent that is emerging into the workforce. I'm seeing opportunities whereas we can turn Preview from a small startup into a global powerhouse. And that's what the vision is pretty much looking for. 10 years down the line, I'm looking to go ahead and IPO and have a public offering. And at that point, we're looking to be the first within, HR tech, ed tech that provides, a $1 trillion evaluation. And that's the goal in 10. 20 years from now, I'm looking to pretty much have Preview reshape how we connect with our careers and how we align careers in purpose, to whereas people can truly, find joy out of life. Because I have a saying here at Preview, everyone's going to work 90,000 hours out of their life. And I've heard so many people wake up on Monday and dread going into work. My whole thing is, if you're going to have to work those 90 hours, why work in an environment that you truly despise? Because that takes time as well as energy away from your life. And ultimately, our main goal is to shape that and reshift it into whereas that 90,000 hours is actually adding a ton more value to you as a human being. So 25 years from now, I'm looking to possibly become a VC and help further, other, innovations as time go on. But that's pretty much a quick glimpse in myself here at business as well as personally.
Well, it's obvious that you have thought about this, and that is excellent and an excellent example. Thank you very much. Last thing I'd like to cover with you. What advice would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs who are just starting their journey or who are facing challenges in their businesses?
The number one thing I would say is don't sit in isolation. Isolation is probably going to be a death sentence to your idea as an entrepreneur, to your business. You need to immerse yourself within an ecosystem, a community that have other like-minded individuals like you that are going through it, as well as having individuals that are several steps ahead that have already been where you're currently at. So whereas you can lean on. Because when you're going through this, this is a lonely road if you place yourself in a box, but it can be one of the most enjoyable things if you place yourself amongst those that are already doing the same. So my biggest thing would be get out into whatever community that you're currently in, find a startup or entrepreneur ecosystem, and seek for help. Find a good mentor, as well as find other founders that are at your level, above your level, and below you, because it's also your duty to help those that are coming behind you as well. So immerse yourself in community. That would be the number one thing, and that has been my biggest success so far, having a strong community around me.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for your time today. It's great to
Mr.
meet
Johnson,
you.
thank you.
It's great to meet you and learn about your journey. And I think you're passing on some great information and encouragement to others. To everyone watching, I look forward to seeing you at our next episode.